Welcome to the Brothers and Friends podcast, special episode of episode 2 of Outlast the Jungle.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Gotta take a breath. That was a lot.
What up, everybody? Y'all wow for that one. What up, Josh?
What going on? What's going on? Happy to be here. Happy to be
What
seen.
up, Gary?
Sorry.
Gary, are you happy to be here? Happy to be seen?
I am happy to be here, and I am happy to be seen.
Hey, that's what I like to hear. Fred, what up? Are you happy to be here? Are you happy to be seen?
Yes, in the middle of the jungle, I am happy to be seen. Jungle Boogie.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Chris, how you feeling, man? What's going on? Are you
What
doing
up,
okay?
brothers and friends? What up, brothers and friends? Happy to be here and happy to be on Team B now.
Team B. Team Bravo. Team Bravo. All right. So, episode 2. Episode 2 leaves us where we left off on episode 1 with Maddie and Dave are at Bravo camp trying to close a deal on some ferro rods so they can start a fire to cook that goal that they like to call, that they shot at the beach. Immediately rejected by Bravo. You know, they let them know that a line is drawn in the sand, and they will act accordingly. They, Maddie and Dave were a little bit, put off by the fact that Bravo team rejected them, and so, they took their hunting gear and walked on back to their camp, and Bravo did realize that they must be desperate in this instance, right? So after that meetup, there was an airdrop. And in that airdrop, it was a note that says, select 2 representatives who will follow a smoke signal. Choose carefully. Each team chose 2 people. Brett and Braxton went from Charlie team. Dave and Ben went from Alpha team. And Pharaoh and Abby went for Team Bravo. And they walked 2.5 kilometers to the smoke, where they found a bungalow with supplies each team has, plus a roasting pig. Now, this part here was wild to me because they pulled up on this campsite and like the pig is just sitting there stretched out, looking kind of gross, but sort of also kind of delicious. And, they find this letter at the camp that says, "Welcome to Camp Delta." It has all the supplies you could possibly need. There needs to be a minimum of 2 players, no more than 5. And if you stay, you can't recruit for 72 hours. And if you leave, you can't come back. And so, first off, you are one of the 2 people that have arrived on Camp Delta. Would you stay? Would you leave the camp that you left and all the people that are at your camp and stay for Team Delta?
So yeah. Back up. When they read the letter, that, like you said, like be careful of who you choose to send to this camp. I thought that was poignant because I thought like it could have been initially like a warning because like the last drop had to do with elimination. You had to pick someone you'd eliminated. So I had that in the back of my mind. Like, do you send your best players? Do you send your strongest players? Or do you send a weak player, I'm saying, initially? So if I was sent, I would be assuming I'm one of the best players in the group. And man, it'd have been a no-brainer. I'm setting up Delta camp. That'd have been a no-brainer. Because at this point we've only known that our teams for like 4 or 5 days, so I don't have a real connection with everybody. And initially I was on Team Charlie, like just a corrupt, chaotic camp. Yeah, if I was who was that, Brett and Braxton, man.
All right, so Chris votes to abandon his team. Fred, what about you?
I think I would have abandoned my team too, depending on who I was sent with. I would have had to been sent with another strong person. So if I was sent with somebody who I knew that we've been kind of gelling for the last 4 days, I'm like, all right, I can kind of rock with this person because at this point I know it's gonna be at least us by ourselves for 3 days. So I got to be able to rock with this person because I ain't got no other options once we pick this. If no other teams decide they want to stay as well. So, but I was leaning more towards like staying. I got all the supplies I need, and this pig is glistening, and I ain't ate in however many days. So.
Right, that pig is really what would have pushed me over the edge. Like, man, there's food here plus supplies. Why am I leaving? I don't understand. Gary, what about you, man? You staying? You going?
Man. See, in this one, I'm like Chris. I would have been nervous to either go or stay. But if somebody chose me, I'm like, all right, I am a strong person and strong person on the team. So once you get there, you see what actually was there. I couldn't leave all of those supplies like for nobody to do it. I thought it was crazy that they let the one guy like talk him out of doing it.
Out of it.
Yeah, I was like, what? Y'all don't see what's going on? But I really think that Brett and Braxton from Charlie Camp had the best setup because they were already thinking of them too. Like, you know what I mean? We could be a team of two, kind of like the way Abby was doing it before. You know what I mean? So they could have stayed. You know what I mean?
They jail well.
Yeah. So I would have. I've been like Chris. Somebody got to do it, right? You know what I mean? Because you don't know what the other challenges might be to bring us back and be like, hey, I did it for y'all while I'm eating the pig.
All right, so no loyalty amongst your home teams. Josh, what about you?
I'm actually opposite. Like, if it was just me and another person, regardless how strong they were, I probably wouldn't have did it. I feel like 2 people against a team of 5, granted how many supplies you have, we probably would have lost. And then once that person would have left, now I have to go and find another team and hope that this team going to set me back. So now I'm really dependent on this other person to stay in the game with me because once he flares out, no other team is going to want me back after I done first fake my own team out and now try to join 2 other teams who they know I faked out. Like, nah, you got too much faith in the other person.
You got 3 days. You can survive for 3 days.
Yeah.
Right. You can survive for 3 days.
He just eating and laying around.
You just gotta survive for 3 more days.
Well, then
after 3 days, you can recruit. You can recruit.
You can recruit
They've already survived 5 days.
Yeah,
After 3 days, you can recruit.
But now you gotta hope that. Yeah. But what if nobody don't join you? So now you gotta hope that somebody will hopefully join you.
Spaz.
Well, here's the thing. Like,
on your team.
well, the thing for me was
the only person that they could have considered would be Wes. But then at that moment, you would be like, well, Wes would have felt like, well, damn, my team done left me. Because he don't know that I had 72 hours.
I mean, why would you? But see, but my thing is, why would you need a third? It's unnecessary to add anybody else to the team. Yep. You already have a camp. You already have a place to set up. You have shelter, fire, food. Like, you need nothing else. Like, 2 people could have easily stayed there and lasted till all the way to the end of the game. Like, you have everything you could possibly need. You needed nothing else. I don't see why anybody would have flared out or needed to leave Delta Camp and have to join another team.
Maybe,
like it wouldn't have made sense.
Somebody got hurt. If somebody got hurt.
And if anything, once the word gets out that like this camp has literally everything you could possibly need, people are gonna be coming to your camp. You're gonna have to be beating niggas off with the stick. Like, no, you can't join. Get out of here. No.
I would say the only thing, the challenge that they might have had.
Well, then that causes another ramp. Because now I'm pissed off at you. I'm taking your shit now. I'm coming over your area. And
now that's the thing. That's the thing.
Now you playing the game where it's like, oh no, get the hell up out of here, and you ain't letting nobody come with it. Now I'm gonna take your stuff.
I think the only challenge that they would have had would have been like the challenges. So that's
what I was saying. Like the challenges, you are a 2-person team, and like you go up against a 5-person team, you're gonna probably lose most of those challenges. And you think about never mind. But you just never know, like when those challenges can do for another team. So like it's always hard. I get the temptation, but like I think because my faith will be all up on this one person. Granted, like it could be everything we need. I don't know if the other person feeling homesick or not. He may be like, man, I gotta go. I miss my wife, who because one of the guys
I would have got one more person.
He had a child on the way, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if
But he
this
ain't
guy's
leave.
gonna like
Yes.
let her out and be like, I can't do this because I miss my wife so much. You just don't know about these personalities. Again, I understand.
Why you get dropped in the jungle though if you missing your family? Like, come on. Like, some of these people forget the point. Like, it's $1 million
I get it.
on the line.
It's $1
like,
million, but at the same time, though, it's like after a while, it's like, man, I really.
I mean, if you ain't ate in 3-4 days, you might miss the plot. But anyway, so
I didn't understand how Ben convinced them. Like, I didn't understand his.
We're not there yet. Let me get there. Can I get there? Can we get there, please? Can we get there? Let me get there. We're not there yet.
Let's let us
But I
roll.
want to say one thing.
Oh my God.
Before we get to that, after you get done,
Go
Greg.
ahead. Go ahead.
So I was gonna say, like, even like I think it would have been smart to once the 72 hours was up to still get one other person. I think like a team of 3 would have been like the way to go. Like, so find like another strong person, like have them come and showcase their skills to you in front of your Delta camp.
And
like what?
I feel
what
like
can you do
Abby-
for me?
Abby was on the fence. Abby and Pharaoh was like, they was thinking about it.
I'm
They
not
could have been a
there
team.
yet. Can I get there? Can I get there? Y'all, okay, stop it. All right. So the offer has now been made because literally the question was, would you stay? That's it. That was the only question y'all was supposed to be answering. Would you stay? So the offer is made. If they decide to stay, only 2 of them can stay. So each team has now broken off, and Brett and Braxton go and they contemplate if integrity is really important when they have no shelter and their teammates are now bickering. Like Brett and Braxton are very annoyed with the bickering between Wes and Spazzy, and so this seems like a very lucrative move for them to make, right? And then Brett makes it very, very clear that he does not like Sarah, right? So he has motivation to get out. So the groups all decide to get together, and Brett and Braxton want to stay. So now everyone wants to stay. Like, it seemed like as soon as Brett and Braxton let the group know that, I think we're going to stay, now everybody wants to stay. And the problem is that only 5 people can stay, and there are 6 people here. And so one person is going to have to leave. And now who's going to be that one person, right? So Ben proposes that everybody walk away from Delta, go back to their camp, and share the supplies the other teams need to level the playing field. Now, when I tell you, I was watching this episode and I literally had to like rewind it, because when we got to this point and people were literally contemplating like, okay, maybe we should make this a level playing field, I had to rewind it because I'm like, but I thought this was a game, and the point of the game is to try to get people to want to quit. So if I'm sharing my supplies with other teams, that's just going to make them stay longer. And that is like the opposite of what I'm trying to do here. And so this deal to me immediately just seemed completely wrong. Gary, you feel the same?
I do, because I had to rewind it again and be like, wait a minute, what did he say that actually convinced him? And I think it's just the Ben factor. Nobody challenges this dude. They feel the way they feel about him, but nobody challenges him. So he just kind of did, and he said, he was a FBI agent or something like that. So he's using his skills, you know what I mean, to kind of manipulate the conversation. But I'm also like, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go back and agree. We're going to go back, and if we go back, we're going to make this deal, and it's about integrity. I'm like, no, this is a game. And for one,
game.
If I'm Wes or if any of those other people that's back at the camp, I wasn't part of that deal. So when you come back and say, let them know, like the team was like, nah, we may not want to do this. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way to guarantee that everybody is going to play fair. But this is also for $1 million. To that point, that's why I think that Abby, once again, Abby is the Asian lady, right? Am I getting that right? Okay. I think her persuasion is a little bit too strong. I think she's a great strategist, but she came on too strong again, because first off, she tried to be friends with the girl that before getting to know her, right? Second of all, then she convinced Pharaoh to go back. No, we shouldn't trade with the hunters. Well, I thought that was a bold move not to at least entertain a trade because now you just made an enemy. You get what I'm saying? You never know what the game is. And I think it was too early just to be like, we ain't giving y'all no fire, but we sitting on mad fire over here. So I think that's going to come back to bite them later on, but I don't. That was my thing. It's a game.
Josh, what about you?
I stand on like I think the Ben factor. I don't think it was a Ben factor. I think like it's just like 'cause at that point when Ben was saying it was just Braxton and the other guy. So it was just two people again who were trying to stay. 'Cause everybody else at that point was like, we gonna go back, and them two was like, nah, we gonna stay. Again, if I cannot, I just met you like 2 days ago. I don't know how good you are out here in the jungle by ourselves. I can only speak on my skills. I can speak on your skills. So now that means that I have to rely on you and only you. And once you flare out, I more than likely will have to flare out because I don't think the other team was going to accept me. So, and which is why I was like, I understood what Ben was saying. I get what he was saying. I was like, it makes sense that why would I be with a two-person team so early in the game though? Like this is day two, day 3. You got the whole 30 days in hopes that that somebody would join you. So like, I just don't think. I think he made great points of the reason why they wouldn't have did it. So I understood why they didn't do it because it was like you just relying. You putting too much of your faith in one person to hope that y'all both going to survive and outlast everything. So early in the game. If it was later in the game, it'd be different. But
do y'all think that Ben being a federal agent played a role into his persuasiveness? Not necessarily his skills, but just people knowing that like he has that job or had that job. Do you think that played a role in his influence?
Did they know? Did the players actually know that?
I don't think it did.
I think maybe just the ones from his team. I don't know if everybody did or not.
I don't know.
But yeah,
but I thought like for the Bravo representatives going into that Delta camp with the knowledge that Alpha is struggling, I felt like they should have been able to create a team of 4 or 5, like because who went with Ben? Maddie, and so you have Brett and Braxton staying, line up with them. So you're already right there, a team of 4, even if Maddie doesn't stay. And if Maddie does stay, then you're a team of 5, and then you just vote Ben off.
Well, Maddie wasn't there. Maddie wasn't there. It was the two guys. It was
Dave
Marshall
and
Ben and
It was
Marshall.
Dave.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah,
okay.
Dave and Ben.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Dave probably would have been loyal to Ben, and so you still had a team of 4 there if I was anyone in Bravo camp. But I felt like, them turning that deal down, I think it bit Braxton and Brett in the ass there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The same thing. Just thinking like because Abby and Pharaoh, like seeing seeing episode 1, like Brent and Braxton didn't know, but I thought that was a good chance for Abby to put her persuasive moves in to like make Pharaoh want to stay and join up with Braxton, and then like, especially after Ben made his little announcement, I would have been like, nah, well, how about you and Dave go back home, and then us 4 stay here, and that should have been a time where she could have do her little persuasion.
And I think it's that Pharaoh playing like moralistic track kind of hurts him here too. Like he wants to be the moral character,
But
yeah, it's $1 million, man.
Going back to what Gary said though, like again, I think I disagree with Gary too as far as B turning down that offer. Like to me, like this is the second time you done asked from my fire. You're struggling. I now know you're struggling. You done asked me twice that you need what I got. Like, no way am I giving it to you now. No way am I giving it to you. Like you didn't ask me twice. Like no, you're gonna suffer. Like
they would have had Alpha would have had the best outcome. They would have got fired. And Alpha would have tarps.
Yeah,
that's why he made the deal. That's why I was like, it's the Ben factor. They came out. Yeah. They would have been the most to benefit, like you said. Yeah, from that.
So.
Yeah, but I think they just seem too desperate though. But okay.
So Ben finesses the teams basically, and threatens teams Alpha and Bravo, and lets them know like if any of y'all decide to stay, we will remember the North will remember. that they abandon their teams and will make
Right.
sure that they flare out. And that apparently works. But Braxton, even in this speech, he clocks. He pushes back and clocks at the other teams that he clocks that the other teams are desperate, and is eventually strong armed by Ben and agrees to leave the camp. And they all just decide to make this pact to leave the camp like some losers and take nothing and go back home with what they came with. Just wasted a whole day with the pig just glistening and dripping on that heat. Meanwhile,
the camera crew ate good that night.
they did. They sure did.
They was hoping they don't stay. Don't stay. Go ahead and go back to your team. We can eat this.
Right. But in agreeing to leave Camp Delta, everyone agrees that they were going to go back and meet up the next morning, and they're going to share their supplies with the other teams. Right? Now, keep in mind, these were only 2 people per team of a team of 5, not the majority, making a deal about their supplies. And so they go back home, and of course, I have it written down. Nikki is the first one to call out immediately, but what if someone on the team doesn't want to trade? And she caught that correctly, because then guess what happens? Wes, who is obviously the stick in the mud of the season, refuses to give up 2 tarps. He thinks tarps are more important than fire. And they don't show up. They don't show up to the trade the next morning. Moving on, Wes and Spazzy argue over where she tries to sleep. Spazzy tries to move over into the space that Wes sleeps in every night, and then they get into it. She crashes out, and then Brett randomly jumps into the conversation. Is like, but we already know that he doesn't like her, so that was kind of.
I was confused on what was she just trying to piss on him, like just trying to piss him off, because you've already established your location.
You know this man don't like you. Why are you trying
Right.
to sleep in the spot that he
Right.
sleeps here? You are intentionally trying to antagonize this man, because her whole argument was like, well, I spent all day working. And he's like, I didn't know you were trying to work all day to sleep in my spot. Like, that don't, what does that got to do with it?
I think she worked to I think she was getting that particular spot better. Like, I guess she was doing something better in that spot that she wanted to sleep in. I don't know if it was more,
More leads or
comfort, more leads. I don't know, something like that. Because it was that spot. Because I think Wes said, well, if I didn't know you were doing all this for that spot, something like that. So I thought she was doing. She did something through that spot that she wanted to sleep in there. And Wes was like, no, that's where I normally sleep at. Yeah, I didn't understand what her point of argument was. Like, if that's not where you sleep, that's not where you sleep. Hook up your own spot. Like, why are you hooking up that spot? I don't get it.
Yeah. That was just a weird altercation that just definitely didn't need to happen, and it just fuels more of the tension that's going on Team Charlie. So actually, we haven't done in the meetup yet. So the next day is when they meet up. But actually, let me also mention that when the teams got back to Wes, Wes was definitely the first one to be like, "We don't have to trade them shit."
Yeah,
And he
move.
wasn't about it.
Yeah, I was the same.
And in that moment, I was cool with Wes. I got his point. So the teams Bravo and Alpha, they meet up on the beach, and Bravo backs out of the deal to share the supply, and Charlie doesn't even show up. So they already know what time it was. They all walked back to the camp sad, and it was especially sad for was it Bravo camp, because I think he had just, or no, it was Alpha, because because Ben had told him the previous day, like, guess what I got for us? Fire and shelter. And
They was having a party up there. Like they knew. They knew it was gonna get better. It's gonna be a vacation. They was saying.
So that definitely, I'm sure, caused some tension amongst the groups. But Ben's alphaness starts to show his head on the show, especially around the women, and how he's making decisions and how he's moving. It's really starting to show, and so you can tell that there's some tension bubbling up there. Let's see. Sean steps up as a leader for Bravo. I feel like in this moment, there was like a real appreciation for Sean, although like no one was really talking about Sean, and we know why, like what leads up, because I haven't gotten there yet, but we know like why, like, oh, okay, now we're gonna appreciate Sean for a minute. He's really like dedicated, but he's also like wearing himself out, trying to like get everything done for the camp. But he's definitely proving to be like the person who can, I think, push out Ben as the leader of the group, right? So let's see. Then, Leah is still trying to make a fire for Charlie, struggling. Let's see. Sarah tries really hard to kill an iguana in a tree. Yes, she knocked it down.
Yeah, if she would have caught that, she would have got some points from me.
She would have got points.
All right.
It was crushing to see, because like she found this big black iguana chilling in a tree. She was able to like knock it down with a rock. The iguana falls. She catches it, puts her foot on its head, and everything. Like she had it.
Ask for help. Yeah.
Screaming for help. Her team is like, ugh, her again.
So I think it was an irony for Spazzy, because, and that was the thing about coming off so aggressive, like with her energy and everything like that, especially on a kind of male dominated team too. And I think it was either Braxton or, I think it was Braxton that said it, where he was talking about the altercation between Wes and her, where it was like Wes wouldn't let her talk, but when you talk 24/7, it's hard for somebody to give you the mic again. You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of wearing everybody out. So it was almost like, okay, you kind of wear everybody out. So now when you finally needed it, and this would have been the thing that they would appreciate you for, nobody was listening. So I think that's the great irony of Spazzy, though. I kind of felt for her in that moment, like, yeah, she was trying.
I felt so bad for her. She cried at everything because she had it. She had her foot on its head. It squealed. Everything.
I was screaming at the TV like, y'all listen, no. Somebody help her.
Go to her.
Right?
Like, she for real. She for real
this time. Yeah.
But alas, it got away, and she was unable to prove her worth to the team. And so she's going to have to walk that one off. Alpha discovered that they built their camp under a tree with caterpillars. Another genius move that stings and irritates them. This is why they need fire. They need the smoke really, really bad, and they don't have it right now. And so they're getting stung a lot. And we've all seen the series over time, and I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but the amount of bug bites on these people is insane. Like they're like near the end, these people are more bug bites than not. Like their entire body is covered in bug bites. It's crazy. But the show ends in like the weirdest cliffhanger ever. It's Sean passes out face first into the fire. Yeah. And then, they call the medical people, and they come. And that's kind of how that episode ends. So really, really scary. So, anybody have any takeaways from episode 2? How are we feeling?
Well, I'm kind of like Sean. I wasn't gonna eat that insect either. So I'm like, I'll wait till the next round. Right. So I would have passed out too. I didn't know that was like the last energy I would have eaten. Like, but that bug didn't look like it had enough barbecue sauce on it for me.
I know I had issues with Nikki, because she was mad at the teams breaking their word. I think her quote, or the quoter, she said they're really okay breaking their word like that when she went back to her team. And I'm like, you only had 2 people's word out of 5.
Out of 5, so, right.
Like, kind of like we said earlier, you can't really judge like those 2 people, which I think that was dumb of Ben to go back that excited and not think about that. If you're that smart and you're an FBI agent, you should know that it's going to take more than 2 people. Like, you got 2 people that's got to convince 3 people. So if y'all the only 2 that think that and you go back, y'all automatically overruled because you got 3 more people you got to prove that y'all need to trade to. I think the only people that would have really benefited, I think a one-on-one trade, like Bravo and Charlie, like 1 tarp for 1 fire, probably would have been the best trade. Like, cause weapons ain't gonna do nothing, so like they're struggling. Like y'all fine with 1 weapon, like, but like with my point, like, cause y'all don't need all those weapons. So yeah, so y'all so eager to trade because you really don't need that many weapons. Like y'all could do it with one bow and arrow, to where everybody like we need more than 1 tarp because it's 5 of us.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
My person too that I'm kind of irritated with a little bit is Pharaoh a little bit, and I see how he's playing the game, but all of the fair talk, like everything got to be. Let's play the game straight up. It's a game for $1 million. What are we doing? Like, they're breaking their integrity. What? This is for $1 million. What are we doing? Like no, we're not here to be, play the game fair. So
I like Pharaoh. I think it's because it was between. I always like to root for the black people, so it was between Pharaoh and West. So I had to pick Pharaoh at that point. So like I didn't like West at that moment. So like I gotta root for Pharaoh now. So like
Yeah, I'm okay with Pharaoh. Like
I was alright
play
with
the game
Pharaoh.
how you want to play.
Yeah, you want to play a game like that, you saw you play it, but I was okay with it. I didn't care for West's aggressiveness. I did feel bad. I understood, her the dynamic of him being so big and her being so small wasn't a good dynamic to look. Granted, even if he was right or wrong, no matter what, it just wasn't a good dynamic to view.
Well, like y'all said, when you're in the jungle and you hungry and you getting bug bit, another little gnat may get swatted.
Again, she's annoying. I think they both was in the wrong, but I didn't want to root for West either, though. So like, let's root for Pharaoh. I didn't want to root for anybody on Team C. I didn't like Team C at all, really.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
think
you know
Brett,
what?
The person I don't like the most is Brett.
Brett.
Yeah, I don't like him either. He's a little
He got
hothead.
it. He do got like. But in the first episode, just reviewing back to the first episode, when they had to vote somebody off because they had 6 players. To tell you the truth, I probably would have made a mistake because I thought it was going to be Abby. Because to me, she came across as she had an agenda already. And this was before she took the girl to the side. So if I had like 5 minutes to the side just in meeting him, I'm like...
But like,
Abby,
when they was going around the circle, she said she was a expert diver, so you got to put that
about
skill
the
in your
ocean.
mind.
you
like,
put that skill in there.
Yeah.
But to me, it seemed like she had a strategy, though. Like she had an alter, motive.
It's a game.
Or whatever,
You're supposed to
ulterior
have a
motive.
strategy.
Yeah, so to me, I'm like, I think she would have been like, I would have seen her as a threat. Yeah,
Right.
I would have seen her as a threat.
I
Yeah.
would've-
I know how to find food on the ground.
Yeah,
If it was
yeah.
me, like
Any
if I was
garbage
in the
cans or
game,
dumpsters around?
But you get what I'm saying? So thinking strategy, I would have kept the less threatening person because I can always get rid of them later. You get what I'm saying? I'm playing strategy too.
If I
Like,
did,
cause I'm thinking Abby might get rid of me later on. Like, you know what I mean?
if I was in the game, I feel like Abby would have been the person who I probably would have wanted to hang out with the most. I don't know why. Like thinking strategically thinking how she thought, like almost every move that she made thus far, like that's what I would have did too. That's
She
probably what I
was
would've did.
was cool. It's just that in the beginning, I think she just was a little. For me, was just a little bit. She showed it too much. I think she played the game perfectly, but I think she's one of the few people that I think that played the game perfectly. I just think she came off just a little too aggressive at first, so I probably would have made the mistake and probably voted her off.
So like my takeaways from this episode, to bring in like the previous seasons, like the previous seasons were like the leaders were established kind of like whoever went to the box first. So like in one of the seasons, like whoever grabbed the axe first was who got to pick the teams. And from this season, it seems like it kind of moves that way too. Like whoever reads the letter is the leader of that camp. And so Ben is obviously reading the challenges, the letters to his group, and Sean and Wes is who's like feel like who's gravitating towards being the leaders. And so it's interesting to see if any of those dynamics change, if someone like, in the previous seasons, whoever it was established a leader is always the leader throughout the whole season. So I wonder if that's going to change in this series.
To me, I think, to Greg's point, I think it was a lot of male energy. And it was like most of the males were the leaders, whether they were calm speaking like Farrell or whether they were aggressive like Wes. You know what I mean? For some reason.
You think Farrell's the leader of B? So you think Farrell's the leader of B?
Yeah, because really, I think the person that should be the leader should have been Abby. But she kind of like leans on Farrell to make the last. It's like, well, we're Farrell. And it seemed like all the women in this particular season did that, where it was like they have an opinion, but they didn't kind of speak it up for whatever reason. I don't know, whatever, but
I don't know about that. I think they were voicing their opinions, but they weren't like shared, or they weren't valued on the same level with some of the other teams. Then that's generally speaking. Like I can't speak to any individual instance, but I don't know. I think my takeaway right now is, unfortunately, like, I can't root for any other black people on the show. Wes is awful, and Farrell, he likes snakes, and I don't like black people who like snakes, and so he's kind of out too, and so that sucks for me. So like, I'm really rooting for Abby. Like, I think Abby is generally playing the game smart. Like, I think she knows. I like the fact that she came into the game with a strategy. Like, I prefer you to have some kind of idea of how you want to play this game as opposed to just kind of going with the flow. Because I feel like people who come into the game and have no plan and just go with the flow, they can sometimes be perceived as like floaters, right? Who don't really push the team forward. They're just kind of waiting for other people to fail so they can just win at the end. And that's like those people, like, I can't root for those people at the end, right? Because I want to root for somebody who was like actively grinding it out from the beginning. But that's just me.
I would say really quickly, my wrap up is that Leah is horrible. Leah is horrible. Like, if your skill is to start a fire and you can't do that, like, what are you here for? You're just sucking up. You just useless. She's useless. And that sucks. But she's pretty useless, though. You gotta be able to start the fire. If your thing is coming in, like, I can start the fire, I'm gonna start. I don't remember if that was her thing, but it seemed that's her thing because she was the only one who was doing it. So I figured she knew how to start the fire. Like, she came out and said, I can start the fire. And then when you can't start the fire, it looks bad. Like, what are you here for?
Yeah.
She did what she did to stay.
Yep.
Do what you do.
Absolutely. Play the game.
But
play
yeah, but you do what you got to do to stay. And then once I realized you were lying about it, I'm like, you got to go.
But to me, the gag was, though, is that, like, how are you, Leah, still not able to make a fire, but you still got enough time to shade Spazzy? Like, you still got time to ignore her when she trying to help you? Like, because Spazzy came over. Spazzy was like, "Can I help you with something? I can put the rock on and you can keep spinning, or I can help you start the fire." She's like, "Ooh, these bugs is really biting me." Like, Leah, girl, you haven't started a fire yet. You should probably be accepting all the help you can get right now. You haven't solidified your space on this team to be shady enough to Spazzy like that. Like,
I think she played it wrong too. She was trying to do everything herself so that she could get the credit. That's because she was like, if somebody else helps me, then they won't give me the credit that I deserve, which played against her too. I think a lot of people on the show kind of like their weaknesses kind of played out like that. Because even with Spazzy already came in with a chip on her shoulder that, well, I talk too much, so people may not like me. So she was kind of on the defensive, like a lot of times too. Like, I know y'all trying to vote me off. I hear y'all over there talking, or stuff like that, which kind of gives.
She wasn't wrong.
Yeah, which is kind of like, So, yeah. I think Wes almost put his foot in his mouth, too, because he was being aggressive. And you got the other two guys over there. It's like they don't really need him. But if you notice, Wes played the game where he was like this. I'm aggressive enough, but I'm like, hey, but you know what? It's whatever the group decides, y'all. So come on, let's bring it in. 1, 2, 3 team. Oh. And he played both sides.
That was
Charlie
the
team on me, Charlie team on you.
Yep.
that was the worst part about it. Like, oh my god, he was able to finesse them into like strong arming them. Into like, okay, we're not picking them, right? Right. All right, Charlie on me, Charlie on 3. 1, 2, 3. Like, well, hold on, sir. We ain't. Okay, Charlie.
He banned them. He gave him the being treatment. Yep.
Yeah, man, you gotta watch out for people like Wes, man. They will steamroll you right over your feelings. Got to be careful. But that's it. Episode 2 is in the can. That's our review. We will come back next week with episode 3 review of Outlast The Jungle. We're out, brothers and friends. Peace.
Thank you so much for listening to the Brothers and Friends podcast. Do you want to chime in on this week's topic? Well, leave us a comment for us to discuss on a future episode. But in the meantime, please follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Peace.